Good morning, everybody. Shri Anurag Goyal, people on the dais, and participants. It's a pleasure for me to participate in a program which is on mergers. It's a pleasure for me to participate in a program on mergers and acquisitions, and I must thank Mr. Anukia to invite me. But let me also begin with a note that normally a replacement speaker is not expected to do too much. So it's like some common batsman which is successful is not there, and he falls sick, and then he comes back from UK and somebody else is sent. I'll try to deal with the topic of mergers and acquisitions maybe from my own angle, maybe about 5 or 10 minutes. Normally when we say mergers and acquisitions, there are lots of things which you will keep on learning during the day, and there are, I think, specialized speakers who will come to you and guide you on these aspects. We are also told that these mergers and acquisitions would create values, and we normally try to create more value. As was said, 1 plus 1 should be more than naturally 2. I would say if you look at the whole process, there are different players, and during the day you are going to have speeches from different players who are involved in the game. Being an accountant, let me touch upon a few aspects of accounting, and I think that's what I'll try to deal with. If one looks at the schemes of mergers and acquisitions which have happened in the country in the past few years, and look at the balance sheets which were before mergers and balance sheets which are after mergers, it is interesting to see how many accounting standards were totally complied with. The balance sheets before mergers are at some place. The balance sheets after merger of two companies, or two becoming into one, or one becoming into 5, if you make the total of those, the results go much higher than what it could have been even prior to mergers. The point that I am trying to make is there are different kinds of accounting standards and principles which are laid down by the institute in the past, which became a part of the Companies Act in the process. And now we have a National Advisory Committee on Accounting Standard which advises the government on standards. I happen to be the chairman of that, and therefore I think I can state this, that all the companies which prepare their accounts in India as of today are required to comply with those accounting standards under the Companies Act. It is the mergers which, advised by various experts in the country or sometimes outside the country, go through the process of court, and what comes out is a new balance sheet of either a merged company or demerged company. The point that I am trying to make is, it's a study for PhD to find out, have they complied to the accounting standards? I've studied different kinds of schemes which are there in the country, and I can assure you that there is a lot to be desired in the process. A mention was made about value creation. The value in terms of money is something which I think all of us understand, being people from business. But I would say it should be only a value which is there under the lock and which is being opened. It can't be value which doesn't exist and which is opened by a key. Because then it's like a keynote address where there is nothing to be addressed, but the keynote speaker keeps on talking about it. I remember a picture called Victoria number 203 in the past. If any one of you has seen that, I think there are 2 stars called Ashok Kumar and Pran, who throughout the picture keep on moving to find out the lock for the key which they hold. The point that I am trying to make is, a value creation is a good proposition as long as there is a substantial value in the business which is created for the shareholders and which is genuine. Now, why do I put it like this? Sometimes when you go through the schemes, the shareholders who get value out of this definitely feel happy about it. I think there's nothing wrong in that. But collectively as a society, has it created value? And is the value genuine? And is the value created through maintenance, implementation, and correct following of the accounting principles? I think that's one thought which I would like to leave with you, because when I saw that there are lots of experts from the field, which are from industry, profession, business, merchant bankers present over here, I thought this is one thought, though not very palatable, to be left with you. Of late, therefore, SEBI came out with the guidelines saying that in case of mergers, the auditors will have to certify that the accounting standards have been complied with. When I check about this topic with various courts, justices of Supreme Court or High Court, they say, look, as far as we are concerned, when the scheme comes before us, we appoint the liquidator who would appoint an expert, and as long as the shareholders are agreeable, we have no problem. The point that I would leave with the people in the industry is that accounting is a language of communicating the results of business. As long as the language is pure, the results are going to be normal. But when the language does not remain pure, then the results which come out of it do not necessarily remain pure and good in the long run. The example I can take is all of us use English, though English is not our mother tongue. With the last few years, SMS being very common, just look at the language in the SMS. Somebody says, I want to meet you, and you write down this, I want to meet you, and normally visualize what is the message that you get. It is I, want is normally WT, meet is normally MT, two is just numerical 2, and so on. And U is not YOU, it is just U. Now all of us are getting used to this kind of a language where the English spelling, whether actually English or American is another topic, but the English spelling itself is getting changed to a language which is easy to read and very popular to become in the day-to-day speech. But what are we doing? We are damaging the culture or the structure of the language on the basis of which we derive pleasure, we learn to learn something, and we progress thereafter. I would look at accounting from this angle, that the accounting standards or the principles are the basis on which accounting should exist, and the accounting is supposed to communicate the results of activities of the business which all of you carry on.